Hi there, welcome to the ThermoWeb YouTube channel. My name is Audrey Yeager and I am a paper and fabric designer for ThermoWeb, and I'm going to share a scrapbook layout today with you using all kinds of products. I'm using some foils from Rebekah Meier Designs and these peel and stick toner sheets. And we are celebrating Pet Week this week on the blog, so I thought I would make a pet layout. So I have used a cut file from the Just Nick store, and I have cut out this little dog bone shape. That has little X's and O's in it. And I am also using one of the Gina K Designs foil mates, which has stripes. And I am layering both of those cuts on a piece of parchment paper with the vintage tin deco foil. And I'm going to make my little envelope there and slide it into my laminator to get them coated with the foil. I decided to use the peel and stick toner sheets for this because they're a little bit thicker than the double-sided adhesive sheets, or just foiling on plain paper, and I wanted a little bit thicker embellishment for the page. So those foiled absolutely beautifully. I love the striped foils there. I'm just going to go through with a little paper piercer and poke out the middles, and look how cute that looks, just like a little dog collar tag. Okay, so this is going to be my background paper, and I have used, again, this is the same cut file from the Just Nick store, and these are some paw prints, which I cut out with my Cameo. And I'm going to go ahead and use my mixed media liquid adhesive, which I use for pretty much everything I do scrapbooking-wise. It's my most favorite liquid adhesive. I love it because it sticks things quickly and permanently. And it dries very fast, like I mentioned, but it still gives you a little bit of wiggle room in terms of if you need to move something. And if you like to stitch on your pages, I highly recommend using a liquid glue, because a tape runner can gum up your sewing machine needle. So liquid glue is good for machine stitching. So I'm using this kind of watercolor paper here. I just thought it kind of looked like, I wanted something colorful, but I wanted something that kind of reminded me of like dirty paw prints. So I think the watercolor, or the messy watercolor look here, gives me that effect that I was going for. I'm turning this paper around and around because I'm trying to play with the color placement. And you can see I keep peeling it off and putting it back on because I didn't want, I'm trying not to make it too matchy-matchy with the paw print above it. Okay, so I got those backed, and now I'm going to kind of work with some layers around my photo here. This little polka dot paper is a good mat, and I have this other sheet of paper. By the way, these first couple papers I'm using here are from the Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams collection. And this paper says dog, 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 dog all over it. It's super cute. It is from an old Studio Calico, or actually it was their 7 paper line. They had a cat line and a dog line. I think one was called Baxter and one was called... maybe they were both part of the Baxter line. I can't remember. Anyway, an old Studio Calico line with dog and cat prints. And I'm going to create a little embellishment cluster to the right of the photo here. And so I'm going to try to pick up on some of the colors that are in the paw prints because I want to balance them out a little bit. I'm going through the die cut and the ephemera pack. There's a lot of cute things I could use for this. But I don't want anything too big because I don't want to take away from the look of the paw prints, and I don't want to overlap the photo too much. So I'm trying to look for a couple smaller things that I could use to cluster there next to the photo. When I foiled this piece of the foil mate here with the gold foil, I knew I wanted to use, I love using a little striped piece almost to make it kind of look like a piece of washi behind my photo. And because I had the gold dog tag, I wanted to balance out the gold. So to create kind of a visual triangle. So I have the dog tag there, and I have the foil mate striped paper piece to the left of the photo. And then kind of off the screen a little bit to the top right, you can see I have a little bird sticker that is also kind of like a gold foiled sticker. So that kind of creates the visual triangle of my foiled elements. I'm going to try to bring in a few more of the colors from the paw print area, and so I picked this little blue and pink sticker, and I cut it in half to make it look like it's longer than it actually is, because you don't see it underneath the round punched piece there. Okay, so I wanted to add a little bit of more kind of distressed look. Again, I'm trying to think of like muddy dog prints. Not that she was muddy in this picture, but you know, when you think of paw prints, I usually think of muddy ones. So I am using a stencil from the Southern Ridge Trading Company, and it is cut so nicely. I'm pretty sure it's laser cut because that's why it looks kind of brown around the edges. And I'm just very lightly going through with a dauber and some kind of a light tan ink. Again, trying to go for the muddy look and just using the stencil ever so slightly. I love how that looks. And then I'm going to go through with some splatters of black ink to again kind of pick up on that splattery, messy look. So I felt like I needed to do something to make these paw prints stand out a little bit more, and I had considered machine stitching around them. However, the space between like the toes and the paw pad was kind of skinny, and I didn't think it would be able to neatly stitch around it. So I decided just to trace around it with a black pen. And then my photo wasn't popping off from the background as much as I wanted it to, so I just put a piece of black pattern paper behind it, and I think that really helps pop it off. Now I love this word hello. I love the font, the scripty font. I love the color because I think it picks up on the black behind my photo, and actually because my dog is mostly black too, I think it picks up on that, and it fits perfectly there. But sometimes these hello phrases are just a little boring, and I get bored with them. So I really wanted to title this page something else. So I think it's nice there, but I'm going to remove it in a little bit and try to copy it to create my own title. Here are some more, these are phrase stickers also from that 7-paper animal pet line called, again, I think it's called Baxter, and it has a lot of cute dog phrases. There was a dog set and a cat set. And so I used one there on top of my photo and a label for the date. And then I wanted to add something a little bit softer around the edge of the photo to kind of, again, make it stand off from the background a little bit more, make it its own element, but still be able to see the background. And I love using the mixed media, the lightweight mixed media sheets for this. So these sheets are kind of like an interfacing, and they tear very easily. The lightweight ones tear easily. There is a heavyweight one that I like to use as well. It's not as transparent, and it's a little bit more difficult to tear by hand, again, has its own purpose, but these lightweight ones just provide a really soft edge. So I'm going to stick this down with the tape runner, and I use a tape runner for these because I think the liquid glue tends to show through, and it actually seeps through because it is like a little, like a fabric almost, it feels like. So I definitely use, I'll use as a tape runner for these lightweight mixed media sheets. So I'm just going to distress the edges of my photo a little bit just to provide a little texture. And I play around with this little cluster on the top right I keep switching things in and out of there because I'm not really sure what I want to put there. I don't know if I like the butterfly and the bird together, but I definitely want a little pop of color up in the top right too. Okay, so I have peeled my backing off of my peel and stick toner sheet, and I decided that I wanted it to be even a little bit thicker. And when I mean thicker, I mean just kind of have a little bit more heft to it. So I just put it on a piece of white scrap paper and I fussy cut around the edges. And I'm going to, what am I doing? I think I'm just trying to fussy cut out the inside, the behind the letters, because I definitely wanted you to be able to see through the letters because I liked the way that looked. And I like that cluster down there. I think it is a good grounding spot for my journaling and my embellishments. So I did go ahead and I stitched around this circle that says dog because I just didn't think it was sticking out off the background as well. So I stitched in black thread. And I think that helps pick up from the black outlining around the paws, and again the black in the photo and the black map. And I added a little piece of twine there with some, it's kind of like a navy, like a dark navy twine and white, navy and white. And I add the same piece of twine to the tag as well. Okay, so now for the title. I went back again to my peel and stick toner sheets, and I used a font, which I cannot remember what it is. I think it's called Matilda, actually. And I typed the word walk. And to help these stay in place while they're foiling, I just put a little strip of tape runner down, and I lined up my letters the way I want them. Now I did this because I'm only going to foil half of the letters. So I picked the Vintage Tin, Rebekah Meier Vintage Tin Deco Foil, and you can see I just placed the foil over half the letters because I wanted to kind of have like a black and gold foiled look. And I did go around and stitch a little bit on some other areas of my page. And here are the letters. And I'm just peeling them right off their backing sheet. And you can see there that there's some of the tape runner adhesive got foiled as well. So that would be cool. You could actually use your tape runner and foil that if you wanted to make some designs. But okay, so I love how those letters look, half gold, half black. And I really love how the black picks up on the black around the photo. And it really reminded me of the hello tag that I had, die cut that I had originally placed there, but instead had the words that I wanted. So I am again playing more with this corner up here in the top right. Those other pieces I just had on there, the little hearts and this other little yellow tag that says, you make me so, what does it say? You make me so happy, so very happy, whatever it says. Anyway, I liked those there, but I thought they were too big and kind of took away from the rest of the photo. Going back to these doggy phrase stickers, super cute. Added one up there, and that kind of completes that little cluster up there. And I tried to bring in all the colors in that cluster up there and the gold foil to create the visual triangle. Just a few more little touches here, and I'm going to spell out the rest of my title. So the title is I Love When She Takes Me for a Walk, and I kind of made this title kind of like on a play on words because, you know, either I could be saying it because in the picture, my dog is taking me for a walk. When we go for walks, she loves to hold onto the leash in her mouth and pull me, and it's so cute. She's getting older now, so she doesn't pull as much as she used to, but it could also be from her perspective and her saying, I love when she takes me for a walk. So I wanted to document this little thing she does with her leash. If she has her halty face collar on, she doesn't do it as much, but when she doesn't, she just has her leash attached to her collar, she loves to kind of pull me along. So I love this photo and the shadow of her. So there is the finished page. I love how this came out. I love the bits of gold, and I love the little dog tag. So cute. There's a close-up there of the gold foil and the title. And that's about it. So thank you so much, and I hope you got inspired to use some of these foil products, and happy Pet Week. So love your fur babies. Thanks so much for stopping by.